Hello, I'm State Representative Mark Gillen from the 128th Legislative District in Southern Berks County, and with me today at the 97th Annual Pennsylvania Farm Show, I have some of my friends from Twin Valley High School, including the FFA advisor, Miss Nicole Weaver, on my right-hand side. She's only been married 8 months, so I had to really concentrate and work on that name. And to my left, Maris and Miranda, and so we're so pleased that you're able to join us here at the farm show today. Indeed, I brought my own daughter, and if we had any more room up here, she'd probably be with us. I'll start with Miss Weaver. How long have you been coming to the farm show, and perhaps could you share some special memories of visits here?
Sure. Well, I started coming to the farm show when I started teaching at Twin Valley, so this is my 9th year coming to farm show, and I would say the most memorable would be my first year when I was 23 years old. I was only teaching for a couple months, and I had 50 kids here, and I had to try and keep track of them. It was a little overwhelming, but since then I've kind of learned the ropes. It's a lot more calm now, but it's truly a pleasure to have this event that kind of culminates in our year of work, and it's just great to be here. So
the big memory was coming away with the same 50 that you arrived with. You didn't lose them. And for those that haven't been here, it can almost be an overwhelming environment. But there's information booths, there's maps, there's guides. But it is 24 acres under several roofs here, and it's the largest agricultural exposition of its kind in the United States. So it really is without peer or parallel. So you're the ag teacher, you're the FFA advisor. What do you like personally? Looking at it through your own lens, there may be a variety of places that you like. Share some of your special visits here.
Well, one of my favorite things is the Midwinter Convention with the FFA. It's held on Monday of the convention, and that's where our students get their Keystone degrees. There's a first-year jacket program now where students are able to apply to get their FFA jacket for free. They're sponsored by people across the state. That's always my proudest moment of farm show because I see my students, my babies up on stage getting that honor. A little tear comes to my eyes. So that's the most special moment for me. But then also I love going shopping in the vendors section. Oh, some good stuff over there. And I discover something new every year, but I love to cook, so I find all kinds of great new recipes and seasonings and great stuff back there. And of course, you cannot walk away from farm show without one of those milkshakes. I dream about those things all year long.
Well, let me go over this side just a minute and find out what these girls are dreaming about when they come to the farm show. How about you, Maris? You look around here, there's so much to do. You could literally spend several days here. What do you focus in on when you come to the farm show?
The thing that I focus in on the most is the different types of agriculture that are promoted here. It's so interesting to see all the different kinds of things that are in Pennsylvania that we have and the people that you can talk to about what they do. It's very interesting to see what they get to do every day in their lives.
So you see this as interactive. I can relate to my daughter and I just a few minutes ago in the sheep area, and we just were asking question after question. And so really it's a wealth of information. It's a practical resource, and in terms of what you've learned here, Miranda, is there something that you've gained educationally from being here at the farm show?
Sure. I mean, there's a lot of different industries in agriculture that you don't always get to see, and being able to go around and see, the apples, and then there's the reptiles, and there's different things around the whole farm show in general that you get to be able to see, and you get to touch that even if you're not involved with agriculture, where some people aren't as involved.
How long have you young ladies been coming to the farm show? How many years has it been for you, first Maris?
I believe this is my 4th farm show. I first went when I was in 10th grade at Twin Valley High School.
I'd probably say the 4th or 5th time. I came my first time with my grandmother and my mom, and so I've come ever since then with my chapter ever since that time. So
wasn't that many years ago, but I have to say the first time I came here was as an adult. The experience was overwhelming. I didn't expect there to be that much here, and there was really something for everyone of all ages. Would you concur that anybody in Pennsylvania, regardless of where they live, would benefit from this experience? First, Miranda.
Sure. Just coming here and seeing the butter sculpture that's here, it's pretty amazing to see how someone can shape butter into something that's agriculturally related. Also, another big thing that I thought was really cool to see was the Today's Agriculture Shed, where they have different animals and different things that, you know, some city, more inner city kids might not get that chance to see them. So it's kind of cool to be able to go up and see what it all is about. So
I definitely have to agree that there's something here for everyone. Whether or not you are involved with the agriculture, you can come here and learn something new, or even maybe just go shopping like Mrs. Weaver does. Either way, there's something here for everyone.
Well, let me speak as a legislator just for a moment. I don't do a lot of shopping here, but I do have 4 daughters, so I can identify and relate closely to that. But as a legislator, I see agriculture as an engine that drives the Pennsylvania economy. Obviously, we're all eating, but it's providing innumerable jobs, millions of jobs for Pennsylvanians, and frankly, it's the backbone of this state economically. You're teaching, you're in the public schools. Obviously, you would aspire to inculcate as many of these agriculture values as you possibly can, but for many of the students, they'll go on to other careers and other vocations. What is it about FFA that's character building? What changes do you see during the course of these young people's tenure with you in FFA?
Well, first let me start by saying that only 1/5 of all jobs in agriculture are production related, meaning on the farm. There are so many careers now that are in the field of agriculture but aren't, you know, working on the farm. And every single one of those occupations and careers is highly valuable. Look at me. I'm an agriculturalist, but I'm not on the farm. I'm in the classroom every day. And I feel that my job is to teach these students to be advocates of agriculture, because you're absolutely right. This is the backbone of our economy and our state is agriculture. It's the most proud thing we have, and that's why the farm show is so great. And that's why FFA is so great. It takes students like these 2 young ladies who also never stepped foot on a farm before me, and, you know, they came into this organization where they learned how to be leaders, and they learned how to affect change, and they learned how to stand up for themselves and for what they believe in. And that's what makes me the most proud about FFA, is it takes these students and it makes them leaders. It makes them people who are going to go into their community, be advocates for agriculture, advocates for positive change, affect a great difference. And I couldn't be more proud of these ladies. You know, they're serving as state officers right now, and I can't wait to see all the great things they're going to do in the next couple years. And it's my greatest pleasure as a teacher to know that I had some small little part to play in their lives. That's, you know, there's nothing greater, nothing greater.
I think it's a significant role that you played, wouldn't you agree, ladies? And even in the few short years I've intersected with the ladies, I've sensed a change in maturity and poise. And I think FFA members and the FFA organization leaves an indelible etching and print on their lives. The young lady who spoke in front of the banquet today, she said in 9th grade she was afraid to get up and do any public speaking. Now she's in front of thousands of young people. And you see those kind of changes in these young ladies as well as your FFA members as well.
Absolutely, every day. It's great to, you know, see them as freshmen. I remember them as 9th graders, shy, quiet, and now you can't get them to stop talking. But it's an amazing thing to see how it can make students so powerful and so self-confident in their own abilities to, you know, to be powerful. And there's nothing better. And at Twin Valley, I think that we do a great job of developing leaders, and that makes me very happy to be a part of it.
Before we go shopping again, and I know you're all anxious to do, to do that, let me just ask a question or two about our own area, the Twin Valley School District. It's not Crawford County, it's not upstate Pennsylvania. We have a mix of suburban and rural primarily. We've got our Walmart there right on Route 23. What intersections have you had with agriculture? I'll ask the young ladies first, locally. It's a benefit to you. You've learned something. You've been able to get out in the field or the farm.
I think you know, our area in general is very diverse. We come from, there's Reading, which is right up north from us, and you know, that's more of the inner city kids. And then we go down to the towns and the farms and everything, where you know, that's more of the rural kids that get to work on the farms every day, and they get to experience that agriculture in their own way. So we get a mix of everything, which is really unique about Twin Valley.
So there are opportunities still for someone to be involved in an agriculture vocation, to learn hands-on. Have you done any of that?
Yes, well, that's actually a big part of agricultural education in schools, is it gives all of the students a chance to learn about agriculture and find out that there's something for them to do in agriculture, whether or not they realized it before. But agriculture education in schools is a really awesome way for students, whether they live in the rural areas or the suburban areas, to learn a little bit more about what is in our area.
Finally, Nicole, as I think about our own community, I glanced across the hall while we were interviewing and I saw Ed Weaver from Weaver's Orchards, and I buy my fruit and I buy my produce over there. Greg Eshelman, Christmas tree farmer. So when we think of the collar counties around Philadelphia, we're just one step departed from that, and there's a lot of growth pressure with agriculture, conservation, easements, clean and green. There's a lot more being preserved. And so what do you see in our own area in terms of sustainable agriculture moving forward? And if Maris or Miranda wanted to stay and work a farm in the area, you think that's possible as we look to the future?
I absolutely do. I think we have some great agricultural enterprises in Berks County. You mentioned the Eshelmans. I buy my Christmas tree from them every year. I do go to Weaver's Orchard. They have great produce. I do the pick your own. That's one of my favorites. And so I think in the markets like those families have found a great way to preserve the heritage of agriculture and make it really effective in the modern society. People come down from Reading to go to those places and buy their produce and buy their trees. And people come up from Philadelphia to see those places. A friend of mine who lived in Pottstown, she came to Weaver's Orchard to get her kids to do the pick your own. And I think that Berks County has done a great job of showing that agriculture is vital to our survival, and has shown it to students like this that agriculture is something that should remain a steady part of our Berks County livelihood. And I think they've done a great job of that. And we also have a lot of family farms. We have students that raise their own dairy cattle and beef cattle, and we have students that raise their own ducks and chickens. And so there's a lot of small farming going on. So I think what's great about our county is, even though the modern part of the society has come in, we're still paying homage to those things that, create that vision of Americana, that perfect American lifestyle. So I personally love living in Berks County. I think it's one of the best counties in Pennsylvania, other than where I'm from.
I'm going to echo those comments about being a wonderful place to live, and it's certainly my great privilege to serve as your legislator in the 128th District. I have a special passion for Twin Valley High School and the FFA there. It's an outstanding program. We appreciate your leadership. And there's one thing a legislator never does. It stands between women and their shopping. You'll only lose votes that way. So it's been my great privilege to spend time with Miss Nicole Weaver and FFA students from Twin Valley High School. I'm Mark Gillen for the 128th Legislative District in Southern Berks County.